My name is Roxanne Reed, and I am the founder and owner of the farm at Buzzard Rock here in Hamptonville, North Carolina. We have over 60 acres of trails and waterway. The farm itself, it totals 120 acres. We have 2 5-star Airbnbs, which I'm really proud of, the farmhouse and the cottage. And we have lambs, pasture pigs, horses, kittens, dogs, and of course, chickens. One of the things that I get asked a lot about is being a female farmer, especially when you're having to work with heavy equipment, large animals. I do have an amazing, strong husband, but he's not here all the time. It's kind of intimidating. But I will tell you, my friends, it's not much different than learning how to drive a car. You know, you get in, we're driving a new car, have fun with it, don't be scared of it. So you find these different ways to move things around, move animals around, and sometimes it's not manhandling an animal, it's just walking around with a feed bucket, training them how to get used to you, get comfortable with you. So I always tell my friends, girls, do not be scared to get into farming, don't be intimidated by it. It is not just a man's profession. We are really good at it too. Hey, most of us have birth children, right? So if we can raise kids, we got this. I am the founder of Farm School on Wheels, and we spend our time teaching financial literacy to farmers and new and beginning farmers who are thinking about getting into farming, and they're not quite sure what to do and how to get started. We travel all over the state, helping to teach financial literacy programs so that farmers know how to make money while you're building your farm and really starting to get your plan in place and figure out how you're going to start a farm or expand a farm or pivot your farm for the next generation. I teach a 6-part series. It's easy to digest, it's really fun, it's laid back, but it's extremely impactful. And if you are here in North Carolina, it's definitely something that's gonna help you. I never want anyone to feel like we're just dusting over the topics. We deep dive into them. We talk in very general terms. We break down high-level concepts so anyone can understand it. That's one of my biggest things that I spend a lot of time on, because I know what that felt like to have people talking finance over my head, and I was too scared to say that I didn't know what they were talking about. We wrote a series that you could leave each of our classes and immediately begin to impact your plans, your goals, your relationships, anything like that. But overall, Farm School on Wheels, we do not build hobbies. We enlighten you onto the hobbies that you love and you're passionate about, and we'll help you move that into a business if you're ready for it. When I started my journey, I started with All Fired Up. Started that literally in my kitchen. And then it morphed into Jane Wayne gear. So I got to dabble in the world of handbags and clothing, which was a passion of mine as well. Somehow I fell into finance, and that completely put me on a whole new trajectory. And I started working in the lending sphere, and then I accidentally became a farmer. So that journey then took me into becoming one of the largest agritourism businesses here in our tiny little town. And I don't know where the journey's taking me next. This is cool. I love this picture. It's one of my favorites. This is our friend Tony Pino, and he got married. But this is the God Bless America candle, because we started this in the heart of the war effort. We were the original design company of military wives. That was really neat. So, and All Fired Up, the name All Fired Up, we get asked that a lot. It's essentially, Jess and I were making our first batch of candles, and she said, "Are you all fired up?" I said, "Of course I am." She said, "Let's make some candles." And we didn't have a candle name. I said, "All Fired Up candle sounds pretty cool." There she was born. This was my bag. This is so cool. It's made from my father's camis, right? And my husband's name tag. This was the sling. So I used to keep, there were times where I would have my daughter sitting in this sucker, and we'd just be going around. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this bag in, forever. My gosh. We would use our kids as models. This was one of our graphic artist's daughter. Oh my gosh, she's gotta be so big now. Look at that. Small Business Center. They were the best to us. Small Business Center, North Carolina, and Shaw. Look at that. Look at my little candles. How cool is that? That was one of our first shops. That is so, and Ganilla, another awesome military spouse, one of the best bakers still in Onslow County. I remember when she started too, it was so fun. We all grew up together. Our husbands were gone all the time. So all of us spouses, a lot of us we just started this whole entrepreneur thing. It was so cool. Think about it. Oh. So a lot of the questions I always get is, what are you gonna do next? A lot of times I've thought about this one quote, essentially says, you can do anything you want to in life, you just can't do it all at the same time. My mother-in-law actually said something similar to me when we were at base. Ron was deployed, kids were little, running all over the place, and I had just started my company, and I remember feeling at that time, I felt like I was under pressure. And I was trying to decide, oh, how am I gonna manage it all, right? It was awesome because she said, Roxanne, don't worry about it. Just remember, you only have a small window of time for the kids to be running around and doing their kid stuff. So enjoy it, because one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna have all this time. Your kids will be grown. You'll have another 50 years to do a lot of the things that you might wanna do or that you feel you haven't been able to accomplish. So I really wanted to live my life as much in the moment as I could while I was continuing my journey. So that's the best advice I have, and you can come see me here anytime. We'll go walk around the farm together, just chilling out. You having a bad day, you can call me. I'm a big cheerleader, always will be, always have been. And so the next steps for me are really just, maybe I'll find some hobbies now.